Hi guys, welcome back on board of the Crypto Cruiser. It's me, Chris, and today we're going to talk about Polkadot, also known as DOT. We're going to talk some fundamentals, what Polkadot is all about, what makes it unique. We're going to talk some chart analysis, DOT compared to the dollar, and DOT compared to the Bitcoin chart. We're going to talk some traditional markets, a little bit of market look ahead, how potentially S&P 500 can end up next week. My personal view, of course, this is not a financial advice. Anything I say in this video, it won't be a financial advice. It's for only for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. Of course, we're going to talk about the Bitcoin chart, the godfather of all coins, and that of course, Bitcoin determines exactly where all the crypto markets will go. That's the single biggest indicator of where all the rest of the markets will fall. So let's just start with the Bitcoin chart, and so far so good. I've told you that when everyone is thinking we're gonna go above 100,000, then we're gonna have a correction, and that's exactly what we're seeing. And it's actually healthy for the overall trend, and as you can clearly see on the 4-hourly chart, so pretty much from 4th of November at price of around 66,000 all the way to almost 100,000 by the end of November, 23rd, 24th of November. We almost hit 100,000. We didn't even have a pullback. So this is the first pullback that we're having, and we had quite a good significant bounce. What does it tell me? Daily of theory probabilities, most probably, is that we're gonna broke out on the upside. Of course, I mean, I have two scenarios in my head that can play out. One of it to go above 109,000, and then potentially we'll come back to this resistance line that we've tested in 2021 in April at price of around 64,000, and then November of 2021 at price of around 69,000. We actually tested it in the beginning of this year at March at a price of around 73,000, and we snapped out of it this November a few weeks ago. And as I've said, from 66 all the way to 100,000, we didn't even have a pullback. So what I anticipate, either to go to 109,000 and then we're going to have a continuation of the trend, or the correction has already started. The correction has already started, and then potentially end up to 82,000. Confirm that outbreak. Confirm that this previous resistance line will turn into support, and then we're going to have more upside momentum, and potentially by the end of the year or early next one, by end of January, we hit price of above 110,000 for BTC. Of course, this is just my personal opinion. Let's see exactly how it's going to play out. No one can predict the future, but this is just something that I can clearly see in the charts. Of course, you can clearly see there's a huge correction coming as well, but let's just take one trade at a time. If that potentially that happens, in my personal opinion, this is just going to be like a massive correction, and we're going to find the bottom, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend and start hitting higher prices for BTC. On the S&P 500, I've nailed these markets as well. So since I launched my channel, I've been nothing but right. I've called this ABC correction that is going to be just a correction, and then I've said a V-shaped recovery. I mean, you can turn back some of my videos. I think my very first video was a V-shaped recovery, and that's exactly what we did. We almost started testing price of around 5,650, and I've told you we'll come back. We test this previous resistance line. Acted twice as resistance in middle of July and end of July. We turn it into support, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend and potentially go 6,000. Once we hit 6,000, I anticipate a little bit of a pullback. We tested this local top at 5,850. We turned it into support, and then we had more continuation of the trend. I actually called that this week we're going to go above 6,100. It didn't play out because, it just didn't play out. But in my personal opinion, we actually formed a reverse head and shoulders. As you can clearly see, from a measure from the head to the bottom, the price target should be above 6,250, and potentially we can even go and test this resistance line. So that's what I'm anticipating by the end of the year, to start hitting higher prices for S&P 500 as well. So S&P 500 looks extremely bullish. We're in a raging bull market for Bitcoin, and I've told you some of the altcoins will start actually outperforming Bitcoin, and Polkadot can be potentially one of those coins, and so far so good. So since I've been showing you this coin, the price were around $3, so we already 3x'd from here, almost 4x'd. We went $10. Now we're consolidating a little bit. We snap out of this falling wedge, and what I'd like to see is to actually take out this local top that we formed on 11th of March at price of around $12. We snap out of it, and then I don't see quite much resistance. And yeah, let's see how exactly it's going to play out. Let's just talk about a little bit of fundamentals and what Polkadot is all about, what makes it unique. What makes it unique, in my personal view, is these four components. These four core components is the relay chain, the Polkadot's heart, helping to create consensus, interoperability, and shared security across the network of different chains. Parachains, independent chains that can have their own tokens and be optimized for specific use cases. Parathreads, similar to parachains but with flexible connectivity based on an economical pay-as-you-go model, and bridges allow parachains and parathreads to connect and communicate with external blockchains like Ethereum. What makes Polkadot unique? Polkadot is a sharded multi-chain network, meaning it can process many transactions on several chains is parallel parachains. This parallel processing power improves scalability. Custom blockchains are quick and easy to develop using the Substrate framework, and Substrate blockchains are designed to be easy to connect to Polkadot's network. The network is also highly flexible and adaptive, allowing the sharing of information and functionality between participants. Polkadot can be automatically upgraded without the need for a fork in order to implement new features or remove bugs. Polkadot assigned the first 5 slots to the following auction winners: Akawa, Moonbeam, Aster, Parallel, and Glover. So you can see how many, as customary on Polkadot, all projects had previously been battle tested or in the de facto testnet Kusama. So you see how many other networks are pretty much connected with the Polkadot, including Kusama, including Aster, including Moonbeam, including so many more like Parallel, Clover. I mean, this coin is massive. The network, the sheer network of the Polkadot chain is absolutely massive and is completely decentralized. It is fully, it's super secure, and I mean, I think it's a very valuable coin. Of course, anything I say in this video, as I've said, it is not a financial advice. It's for pure entertainment purposes. And before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. So let's just look at the market capitalization chart. And all-time high, the market cap was around 53 billion. So at the time of recording this video, it is around 13 billion and a half. Let's say 13 billion 600 million. The total supply and the circulating supply at this particular moment is 1 billion and a half. So if Polkadot reaches $100, that'll be 150 billion market capitalization. If we go to 120, that'll be at around 100 and I would say 180, around 180 billion market capitalization. That's huge. That's absolutely massive. But we have to look at it in history. If history is any indicator, just look at Dogecoin in 2021, which was 4 years ago, almost 4 years ago. A Dogecoin, which is a meme coin, of course, there's a lot of hype behind it, reached over 100 billion market capitalization. And we're talking about Polkadot here that has huge fundamentals, huge ecosystem, so many programmers building so many different decentralized applications on it, with so many parachains and parathreads connect with each other, and which make it absolutely decentralized, completely decentralized, and super secure. So in my personal opinion, Polkadot is undervalued, but this is just my personal opinion. Of course, Polkadot can easily go to zero, so always be level-headed, be open-minded, and before you do anything, do your diligence and make your own research. But let's get back to the chart. And as I've said, we snapped actually to this falling wedge here, and the price target should be at this local top at price of around $12. So that's what I'm anticipating. The next move is to actually take out this local top, to go above $13-14, perhaps come back, we test this previous local top, we turn it into support, and then we're going to have more continuation of the trend. And I'm not going to be surprised if we go and start testing prices of above $40. Why do I think so? Because I can clearly see what happened here between end of December and beginning of February. So that was around a month and a half. We went from price of around $4 to all the way to $42, so 10x. So if something like that plays out, I mean, of course, I don't think it's going to be identical and it's going to play out exactly the same. But if something like that potentially happens, we take out this local top, we turn it into support, and then, as I've said, I'm not going to be surprised if we test these all-time high prices at around above $40, between $40 and $50. Of course, after that, before we start hitting all-time highs. Perhaps there's going to be a huge correction, perhaps consolidation for a few months, maybe a few weeks, few months, and then that's how we're going to form the right shoulder, and potentially we can form a huge reverse head and shoulders, which is a bullish signal. And if we snap out of it and we start hitting all-time high and have a full price discovery, I'm not going to be surprised if we go above at price of around $120 and a huge market capitalization of around 180 billion. Of course, again, this can easily be invalidated. Something goes wrong with the charts, and this completely goes to dust and goes to zero. Of course, I'm not saying it with absolute confidence and that this will definitely happen. No, anything can happen in these markets. No one can predict the future. That's why I'm always telling you, due diligence, make your own research before you make your own decision, because that's not a financial advice. And if we look at it compared to the BTC, we've already snapped out of this huge falling wedge, and the price target should be here, testing these price of around above 9,000. And right now that's 10x from here, but 10x from Bitcoin terms, that's at least 15x. And 15x multiply $8-9. That's again above $100, potentially $120. Of course, no one knows. Let's see how exactly it's going to play out. These markets are very unpredictable. Yeah, let's see how exactly it's going to play out. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in. I really appreciate all the support. Thank you all for the lovely comments. If you haven't subscribed to my YouTube, please do it. It's for absolutely free. And if you want to get my crypto guidebook and my other book, The Art of Chart Analysis, for absolutely free, you can subscribe to my Patreon. With that subscription comes exclusive content. I just posted another exclusive video for my Patreon subscribers. Some of them 50, 100x, the most undervalued, underappreciated coins. Of course, not a financial advice. Once again, guys, thank you all for tuning in, and we'll see each other later on. Goodbye.